Hey, good morning, everybody. This is First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Panfish getting ready for some strong storms this afternoon. We've got a pretty strong cold front that's going to be approaching from the northwest. You can see it sitting across central Tennessee, central Kentucky, down into Alabama. Pretty good batch of rain ahead of it. And this morning, we haven't seen a lot of severe weather with it this morning, but this main line, which you can kind of see back here in eastern Tennessee, down into northern parts of Georgia, almost to Atlanta, to LaGrange, that's the line I think we're going to watch. Ahead of it, we've had enough light showers, mist, and drizzle this morning that it's been kind of keeping the severe weather threat at bay right now. So I'm not overly concerned with the severe weather threat until later today and likely east of Charlotte. I'm going to turn off the radar here really quickly, and you can see the area in yellow. That's our slight risk for severe storms this afternoon into the evening. There's a lot of wind energy in the atmosphere, but what we don't have is the heating of the day. We're likely not going to see a lot of sunshine break out, so I don't think we'll see a bunch in the way of severe storms until we get some clearing maybe in the eastern part of the state. That would be the one area we'd have to watch. Now, the probability of tornadoes, this is something we always like to keep an eye on. The green area is the 2%, and this is the 5% in the brown. So this is the area we'll be watching, and mainly it's going to be for these cells that are coming up from the south. That would be the main threat for tornadic storms. If we see something develop down here in central parts of South Carolina and Georgia that rotate up, there could be some in this line, but honestly, that's more of a wind threat as it approaches. So let me kind of show you the Futurecast models. This is our This is our short range models here, showing there's kind of missing the boat on this little light rain ahead of it. It's overdoing that a little bit. So we'll go into the afternoon hours. I think the timing of the main rain band works out pretty good here. This is 2 o'clock this afternoon. So you can see the main line is right in here. This will be impacting the mountains by 2 o'clock. From Columbia up to Charlotte, back into the mountains, and then we'll go into the afternoon hours, and you can see that line crossing the Charlotte area right around 5 o'clock or so. So this is right at 5 o'clock, the main line crossing Statesville, Hickory, Gastonia, Mooresville, Charlotte, Monroe, all the way down to Rock Hill, and then by 8 o'clock it starts to push to the east, and it's pretty much off and gone by this evening. So you can kind of see the progression. This is about 2 o'clock, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. So if you were to time it out, I really think that 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock time frame is going to be the main threat moving in. Now, a couple things I look at in this setup is I look for, what kind of shear do we have? That's the wind energy. Pretty strong shear associated with this crossing over. And another thing I look at is, how much actual CAPE or thunderstorm fuel. Notice there's not a ton. These are pretty small amounts in here. If you look here carefully, this is CAPE that's only maybe a couple hundred joules per kilogram, we call it. It's a measurement we use, but usually you want to get about 500 to 1,000 have a decent chance of severe storms. As we go towards 2, 3 o'clock, we get a little spike here, some of the green showing up, and that corresponds to over 1,000 CAPE over there. And again, this is just fuel for storms. You see right around Charlotte by about 5 o'clock. So there's a little narrow area of maybe some energy that gets up here that could tap into those strong storms. And in that same sense, this is the potential for rotating storms. You can see the main line crossing over right around 3, 4, 5 o'clock. And then notice a couple of these down here were pretty strong. So that's the time frame. That's what we'll be watching this afternoon. One of those days you're probably going to have to stay weather aware most of the afternoon into the evening because of the potential for these strong storms moving in from the west. The good news on the backside of this, we've got much colder air. In fact, the coldest air of the season so far coming in on the backside of this, 30s and 40s breaking out across the middle of the country. So get ready now. This looks like to be the potential for some strong storms this afternoon and then a big cool down as we go into tonight. Of course, I'll have you completely covered starting at 4, 5, and 6 on NBC Charlotte. I'll see you then.